usual films, like to the usual Conjuring films. I don't know if that one, The Devil Made Me Do It, was the second or whether it was the third Conjuring movie. I think it is the third Conjuring movie. And obviously it's part of the whole series of the films featuring the lives of Ed and Lorraine Warren. I haven't seen if you have children, I feel like this is the type of film that I would have absolutely loved as a child, like the sort of film that I would have watched several times because it is a really good film and I'm sure kids will love it. I think it's rated about a 12A, so I think kids sort of like 12, 11, 10 would probably really, really enjoy it. And I really enjoyed it too. It's just, I have the kind of prior nostalgia for the 101 Dalmatians film, and I can't help but know that she does skin dogs, and so it feels a little bit like I don't really want to sympathise with her. And I don't really like how in the movie they try to make her a hero or someone that you sympathise with her. What is it called? Like an anti-hero when they're like a hero but they're bad. That's what they try and do. They make her, like Flynn Rider. That's the character that I can kind of describe her as. Like she's a criminal and everything, but she's really, really likeable. That's definitely what she is presented as in Cruella. In terms of the film is actually it was good, it was funny. There were a couple of really ridiculous moments, like really funny, laughable, ridiculous moments, but again, like, if I was a child, I probably wouldn't have noticed how ridiculous they were, and so they probably wouldn't have, like, been that much of an issue, but as an adult watching it, I was a bit like, come on, like, that's so silly. Apart from that, the film itself is extremely aesthetically pleasing. The whole aesthetic of the film is beautiful, actually. It's one of the main reasons why I would say, unlike The Conjuring, this one is a good one to see in the cinema if you get the opportunity, because on the big screen, and also like with the soundtrack playing like loudly and everything, it was a really good film to see in the cinema just because it was quite aesthetically pleasing. And I must admit, personally, I feel like this is a type of film that if I watched it at home, I would probably lose interest. Not that it was boring, but just that I have a short attention span, and I don't know, like, there were some points where I was just like, oh gosh, when is this movie gonna end? And I was still kind of in the zone where I was enjoying it, but I know that if I had been at home, I probably would have like checked my phone or something, you know what I mean? Whereas obviously in the cinema, you kind of can really focus in on a film and get the full effect of the soundtrack and the aesthetics, and you don't miss any dialogue or anything like that. That's kind of my full opinion on it. And again, like I said, I'm not like a film critic. I don't critically watch films, so I don't really have much to say about it, but it's just kind of the opinion of, I guess, the average watcher. If you've seen all of the reviews and stuff of Cruella, I don't think it's very well, what's the word? I don't think it's very well received by... Did you just hear my tummy rumble? That was crazy. I'm not even hungry, but I guess, to be fair, it's coming up to lunchtime, but anyway, that is kind of all I have to say about these films. Like I said, not film critic, but yeah, average person's thing. I enjoyed both of them, and I was really excited to be able to go back to the cinema, to be honest with you. It was really nice, especially because before we went to see Cruella, me and my boyfriend went to Nando's, and I was saying it was the first time in a whole year that I've been to Nando's, which is crazy.